Gemini, it's Public and Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I have your reading for this month, August. Yeah, I don't know why that blew my mind for a second. I just can't believe it's August already. Um, Basically, you have a pretty intense reading. You started out your spread with one, two, three, four, five major arcana cards, and I think there's more following. So I feel like for you, this month is really heavy on ambition, really heavy on achieving your dreams, but in a really logical, uh, almost like a slow, steady, I don't want to say mechanical way, but I feel like you're trying to plot out your course. You did have the chariot come up. I feel like there's going to be an adjustment period for you. It's almost going to be like you're going to get almost everything you want, but it just isn't going to look or feel how you thought it would, and there's going to be a major adjustment period for you. On the pleasant side, I do feel really intense love coming in. You had the Wheel of Fortune clarified by the Lover's card, and then following that, the Four of Swords. The Four of Wands, which is everyone's 1111 soulmate card. You have a perfect pair, is what I like to call them. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles, which to me is the most stable, reliable pair in the tarot deck. Pentacles, it's very, very firm. It's founded. It's based in reality. It's not just passion. It's not just intense emotion like the Wands and the Cup cards are. It's not just intellect like the Swords are, which is our suit. It's really, really stable love coming in for you. You also do need to. There's some epiphany you have, but at the same time, there's still something you're avoiding as well. There's almost like an ending you're running away from, because you have the Eight of Swords, the Two of Swords here as well. So I just wanted to give you that little teaser in regards to your spread, because it's a lot of information. So if you don't end up watching the whole thing, I do kind of want you to know where your month is headed. And with that, I will get started with your read. Like I said, you start the spread off with a lot of major arcana cards. So for me, whenever I see that many, especially in one go, right next to each other like this, it's really intense energy right off the bat. So initially too, with the Swords cards as well, because that showed up for you, like I said, you're trying to get control of your psyche and emotional impulses. I feel like you're someone that can be detached when you need to be, but when you're not detached, it's almost like you're a water sign. It's almost like you just go solely off emotion. Not to say that water signs do, but normally people that have a predominantly water in their chart, they are very emotion based. And I feel like if you weren't such a logical person, you would be someone that is ruled heavily by your emotions. So that could also be a reason why there I do feel a bit of repression from you. Um, but yeah, I see a big search for clarity. I also see a search for consistency. You're trying to find a way of living that works and gets you results, but stable results. Um, I don't know what happened because normally when I see the strength card and the star card, it could be that you're recovering from something. Temperance, I think, was at the bottom of the deck when I pulled these, and it showed up again for you later in the spread. So I know the month just started, but I feel like that you're either currently dealing with something or you just finished dealing with something that really knocked you back a bit. Um, and with this strength card, I feel like because you overcame it and because you really got through it, you just now you feel invincible with the star card. I think it almost changed the view you had of yourself because your confidence is growing this month for sure. I see a lot of faith. I see a lot of belief in both yourself and in the universe because you have the Wheel of Fortune too. With the star card heavy on the wish fulfillment, and I feel like that because you have so many pentacles. You have the Nine of Pentacles come up for you later. You have a lot of aces. You have the Lover's card too. So you're getting your wish fulfilled in a lot of ways, and it's almost going to feel miraculous. It's going to be this feeling of almost too good to be true, because that's the energy the star card can kind of bring as well. But I feel with these two, especially the strength card, I feel like you're going to be really grateful when those blessings start coming in. um, the strength to me, I don't know why, but I also, for you, I get the feeling that you're physically strong right now. You may have just overcome some type of health scare, or some type of health battle, especially with everything's going on that's going on currently. And because either you found out there's nothing wrong or you overcame something physically, you probably just feel like, all right, well, life's way too short. I'm just about to go after what I want. And I see that you really, really do. Somewhere here, I almost feel like right now, as I'm talking to you, you're going through an energetic shift. And as well as physical with these two cards together. I feel like the physical is meeting the emotional with these two starting off the spread. So you're enhancing in all ways. I apologize. It's about to start thundering, so if you hear it, don't mind it. But yeah, you've been committed to something too, and I feel like with the star card, you're enjoying all the hard work. You're not seeing the results yet, but I feel like the work you do is something you love now. So it's almost like you're not even worried about the results. You're not even thinking about it. And when you're in that space, that's when it happens. So yeah, I feel like you are just on the precipice of something, or you feel like you're on the edge of something, and yeah, you're just overall just changing, almost like a paradigm shift. If I said that before, I do zodiac readings on my Twitter, and I did a reading for air signs today, and the paradigm shift oracle card came up for air signs, so that's what I'm getting at the very start of the month for you. Um, and just a little aside, I don't know why, but I heard as I'm shuffling and got these two cards, I'm hearing that your word is a lot more reliable now because you have this confidence in yourself. So you say what you mean, you express yourself a lot when it comes to your job and your goals, especially. And that like that could be why people are taking you more serious. And with the star card, it could just be people are just looking at you differently as well. Normally, when you heal yourself and your self confidence grows, even if you haven't physically changed anything about yourself, you look different and you start acting different, and people start looking at you differently. So that's the energy you are in currently. Most likely, if you're not in this energy currently, you are literally about to be in any day now. Moving on here is more major arcana cards with the chariot. Here's where things. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess obviously you start moving very fast for you. And with this page, this is extreme ambition because the page kept coming up for you. Um, and I feel like this is the ambition card. This is, I'm really, really focused on my success. You may even want something that other people are telling you is unattainable, it's unrealistic, but with this card, you are just determined. You don't even want to hear anything. And that's what I got with that strength card too. You just, anything that doesn't follow your line of thinking right now, and not in a stubborn, unrealistic way, but just more of a faith way. Like, you know, you have faith in yourself. So anyone telling you you can't do something, you're not listening to them. You're just moving ahead without looking back, and you're really just speeding toward your goal here. I don't know why. I feel like you're someone almost like Virgo type energy, Virgo Capricorn type energy, especially with all the pentacles here. You could be someone that like literally has a 5-year plan, a whole list of every step of action you're gonna take. So that you're just well prepared. In any way you can be prepared to succeed, you're just very, very prepared. Again, it's pouring outside, so I do apologize if you can hear the rain over the reading, but I actually like the sound of it. So, yeah, I hope it's just not too loud once I look back on this video. But I should say the page two, we all know, is a message. So, and it's a positive message. This page of Pentacles. So you're getting news around here, around this first week of the month, of something you're doing is working for sure. Or you could just be getting random money, or news of random money. If you're moving on from a job, you're probably going to find out pretty soon, pretty quickly, if not immediately, whether or not you got the job. If you're trying to move forward in a promotion with this chariot card, you're going to find out pretty quickly whether or not this promotion has been approved, or if this job application has been approved. So yeah, it's just not having to wait for results. That's a vibe I'm getting with these two cards. And it's also, especially with this page here, as long as you stay motivated and as long as you let that motivation push you forward with this chariot energy, it's going to be good news all around. I feel like the success is just going to take you into a new high point. Um, Almost, especially since the Wheel of Fortune was right after that, it's almost going to be like a before and after type of energy or type of effect. Some of you, like I said, may actually be traveling with this chariot. You could be on vacation because things are so good money wise with this page of Pentacles. You could get news or actual money sent to you and just be like, all right, well, hey, now I can take a trip or now I can go on vacation. Um, Especially since, like I said, I saw a lot of cards that signified physicality, moving. So that could be something that applies or resonates with you as well. But for sure, with the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune coming out together, you really have intense, fated love here. These are two major Arcana cards. The Two of Cups is also at the bottom of the deck when I pulled these. So the Lovers, I've actually said this in my personal readings with clients. The Lovers is attraction. It is not necessarily love or this intense union. But the Two of Cups is actually what you want to get, and the fact that it was at the bottom of the deck is really promising. And like I said, you have the the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles at the very end of the spread, which is a solid pair. So this is telling me that this could potentially be soulmate energy, or it could feel like soulmate energy. It does not feel like a karmic. Karmics tend to be slightly more toxic, even though honestly they can feel like twin flames, they can feel like soulmates when you first meet your karmic. But pretty soon you start to know that, hey, this is not what soulmates are supposed to be like. So for you, I'm feeling like you do meet someone that is your match. You do meet someone you were supposed to meet, and I like that you met this person after the star energy. You really can't meet your soulmate until you are your own soulmate, which sounds really cheesy, but it's the truth, and it's a hard truth to hear, especially if you're just really waiting for that true love connection. But that is really where you're at right now with the star, the strength card, the temperance card all coming up for you. You've really grown, you've healed from something. Like I said, you're becoming more reliable in your word. You got the Ace of Swords so many times, so I think maybe you're battling honesty. And since the Ace of Swords the Eight of Swords came up as well with the Ace. It could even be self-honesty. So in doing that and really battling that and at least trying to address a lot, you opened up your energetic field for your match to come in. And your match is, I'm seeing here, is somebody that is also, they have their act together, they have their healing in place, or I'm sorry for the background noise, but they have their energetic level at the level it's supposed to be at, let's just say. Um, Both of you could have even have moved on from a karmic situation with this Wheel of Fortune here too. I always feel like once you've had a few karmics or even just one really rough one, your soulmate is pretty much around the corner, because karmics are a great catalyst for healing. Karmics are also the hardest to get out of, at least for me personally, and so many other people I've spoken to and have done readings for and have consulted. So I feel like if this relates to you and you know you just got out of a karmic, this is just your heads up that, hey, in getting out of that karmic and moving past it, you've opened yourself up for that person that actually was your soulmate. Like I said, karmics are so hard to leave because they're so intense initially, and when things get bad, even if they get bad pretty quickly, which they are prone to do with karmics, you feel like you can't leave because, oh, things were so great, this was my soulmate, or this could be my soulmate. It really takes a lot of convincing to distinguish a karmic from a soulmate or a twin flame. So that's the hard part, and a lot of people struggle getting past that part. And it looks like that could even have been what the star and the strength was for you. It was you coming to terms with the fact that, hey, maybe this person I've moved on from was not my soulmate. There was love, but it wasn't true love. And in doing that, you do call upon your true love here. A funny thing is, I really felt that it was going to be a love at first sight type of thing for you, or will be a love at first sight type of thing for you both. You can even have the physical picture of who your soulmate is in your head based on what you like physically, energetically and emotionally, and moral wise. That's something completely different. But I feel like with this Wheel of Fortune card coming out with the lovers, it's almost going to be like you've not that you've seen this person before, but it's the person you've dreamed of. So it's almost going to be a shock to see them, because it's like, wow, I thought this person only existed in my imagination, but here they are in the flesh. So it might not be that traumatic for all of you, but for a select few, it will be. And I love that you are Gemini and you are the lovers technically. So the lovers at its very core also signifies combining your inner self, your outer self, combining two facets of your personality, of your being, and integrating them to get things done or to heal or to move forward or to elevate. So for me, I take that as you have done that with the star and the strength. You combine those two things to move on, and you're going to see the physical manifestation of that in the person that you meet with this Wheel of Fortune. For some, like I said, because you moved on from a karmic, you could have even have relocated in moving on from this karmic. You could have left a job. I do feel like a lot of you are moving on from something and starting something else with this Chariot and the Page of Pentacles. So in doing that, that could be how you meet this person. It definitely feels like a fated meeting. It definitely feels like fate has a hand here, because we know what the Wheel of Fortune is. It's destiny. So, yeah, this is going to be your equal match for sure. Not everyone believes in soulmates. I mentioned that it's a very heavy title to put on someone, especially in the beginning. So you may know that this is going to be a very important person to you. It will be a very special person to you when you meet them. You may not be so convinced that they're your soulmate, especially with the cards I see moving forward, but this person is going to be your equal match. So even if you two have completely separate interests, your level of ambition is most likely going to match. The intensity you have in terms of getting your personal goals, I feel like it's going to match, especially with the King and Queen of Pentacles here. I think finances and growing and ambition are going to be a major theme for you on whatever partner you meet next. There's definitely going to be physical attraction, because the Lover's card is heavy attraction. Um, Personality, this person just might be they might have the sense of humor you love. Geminis are known to be very witty, knowledgeable, so you might meet someone that's equally witty, but in a different way. I really feel like it's going to look like something or someone you fantasized about, so you'll know this person when you meet them. If this is a past person, you two most likely have changed for the better, especially with the Star card and the Strength card here. The Chariot, though, just makes me think that this is really just going to be someone you've just met, or if it isn't, it's going to be someone you've never dated. We'll say that. But again, if it resonates, I think it's just going to be such a shock that if it is someone you know, they're going to look and act completely different. Um, and it's going to be in a good way. It might be you both are looking at each other with new eyes here with the Star card. It might be that this person, if this is a past person, it could be someone that you now have to watch from afar. And when you meet in person, it's going to be like, oh my god, wow, you look different, you look great. Yeah, it's good energy though, for sure. I feel like you're one of the only signs I've read for the past few weeks, almost I want to say 2 months, and since I've been making videos, that you don't have past energy lingering. I can tell that this star, the strength, this temperance, this 8 of swords, yeah, I can tell it could potentially be from a past relationship, but I really don't feel this person's energy having an effect on you, at least not in the way that other signs are really reeling from third parties and abrupt endings. Nothing but tower moments for them, and the moon card and the high priestess showing up. For you, it's almost like yeah, you dealt with whatever ending happened. You may miss this past person, especially if this is your past person. But for the most part, with all these pentacle cards here and all these major arcana cards that signify healing, I don't feel like this past person has, or whatever past hurt or past ending you dealt with, I don't feel like it's affecting you in the way that it's affected other signs. Um, that being said, I do see a huge moment of clarity here with this Ace of Swords, or there needs to be, but here at the middle of the month, um, you're either expressing or receiving some kind of truth, because that's what the Ace of Swords is to me. It's not always good. It doesn't always feel good, but it kind of either releases you from something, it kind of lifts a burden off, or it just is okay. Well, you know what? At least now I know type of energy, and this is what I feel like for you. Um, with the Four of Wands, I almost feel like this conversation or this epiphany or this spark of mental clarity, it clears the way for something, and it really, given that it came after the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune, for me, it clears the way so that you can be happy in whatever new beginning is about to start for you. Um, it's necessary. Whatever this Ace of Swords is, it's really necessary so you can get to this Lovers or this Wheel of Fortune, and definitely to this Four of Wands. So at this point, you've met your potential new person or your potential new start with an old person, but there still needs to be some type of clearing away or illuminating on something, and it most likely needs to be done verbally. And one or both of the parties, this could even be family, because the Four of Wands could be family too. In order for you to move past some kind of trauma, I don't know if it could be possible family trauma, friend situations that need to be cleared up. It's just an honest evaluation. It's just bearing your soul. So, in order to get to the point where your dreams are coming true and staying in that great abundant space, you need to handle this Ace of Swords. You for sure get lots of news this month, and you get life-changing news. It changes your mind, it changes your finances, it changes your love life with all this here. The first half of the month is going to be extremely intense for you. You're going to ping pong emotionally, and it's all going to happen very fast. I feel like the first half of the month it could even potentially be like a blur for you. Um, you're going to deal with so many fated events with this Wheel of Fortune. So many shifts in luck, so many relocating physically, emotionally, I'm sorry, physical in terms of upgrading yourself and upgrading your life. So once it's done though, you will be able to celebrate. It's not going to be just all change, all work, all heavy conversations, um, all just ambition and focusing on your path. There will be a lot of celebrating. There will be a lot of romance. There's definitely going to be a lot of love. But I think with this Ace of Swords, you do just have to get past that hard part. That way you can enjoy this, the Four of Wands, and the Lovers, and the Star without looking over your shoulder. Especially since the Eight of Swords came up after the Ace of Swords, and the Temperance came out to clarify. So, like I said, I didn't feel any past person's energy around your sign this month. There's something that's definitely bothering me, though. I don't know what that is. It could even be something about a situation with the past person that just isn't sitting right with you and nagging at you, but it's definitely going to fester, and it may grow into something that might feel uncontrollable. So, whatever the star energy came from in terms of you healing and trying to move past something, you kind of get mentally hit with it later. And I think at that point, that invincible feeling you have with the star, the strength, the chariot, the wheel of fortune, you kind of it feels a bit shaky. That's all I'll say. But really, all you're being asked to do is just address it. The Eight of Swords is known as just being the overreacting card, or the self-pitying card. That's what I call it, and I don't mean that in a negative way or in a rude way. But honestly, what's done in panic that harms you rather than whatever it is you're fearing. So let's say you're really scared of losing something or someone. It's that the actions you take in fear that harm you rather than you actually losing someone or losing a job or losing a friend, etc. So you're just being cautious to not be in your own way to heal from whatever it is you need to heal. But really just seek out help from others if you feel like you can't handle something on your own. I love this deck because the Ace of I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying the Ace of Swords. So to me, this is coming from whatever this Ace of Swords for sure brought about. The Ace of Swords is a good card. It is a new beginning, but it's clearing out something that brings a new beginning. So if you're resisting that, if you're delaying that, because the Ace of Swords did come up again, the Ace of Wands came up in reverse for you. So there is a delay in your new beginning, or your new beginning is put on pause in some way because you keep repressing something. And like I said, the repression is a thing for you toward the end of the month, especially after all the intensity here in the first half. So just don't be in your own way. Ask for help. You have to fully put something to bed. You have to fully walk away from someone. And you did get the Eight of Cups, so yeah, the Ace of Swords came up while I was pulling these two cards for sure. I think I remember it being at the bottom of the deck. So until you tell that truth, until you receive that truth, it's gonna lay dormant in you with this Eight of Swords, and it's going to just keep resurfacing. You're gonna have to keep um trying to balance it out when in reality all you have to do is heal from it and be patient with yourself. The Ace of keep saying the Ace, the Eight of Swords. You know, it's you beating yourself up. It's you attacking yourself for something that you really don't deserve to beat yourself up about. So temperance, just forgive yourself. Get back into that star energy. Get back into that healing space, and you'll get past whatever hump you have. With the Two of Swords too, it's just you're ignoring something, you're avoiding something. I also feel like you have support, so just use that support and get through whatever setback you have. After that, for sure though, it's back to your finances, it's back to your goals, because you got the Eight of Pentacles, which is your study, which is your progressing card in terms of really honing your craft and learning more about what it is that you want to set out to do. And then you got the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is just upgrading your life. Um, as a Taurus moon, I love the Nine of Pentacles because it's just decadent. It's if I want to go buy a dress, the Nine of Pentacles is alright. I'm gonna go buy that dress. So I really feel like once you get your head on straight with this Two of Swords and not get your mind, because I feel like you're fighting with your mind here. This is you physically in the middle, the woman sitting down blindfolded, and then this is your psyche battling reality, and you're fighting to like really get control over yourself again. And I think once you invest the proper time, once you clear your headspace with this Two of Swords, because that's telling me to make peace with something. That's telling me that you need to really just call it a truce for in regards to something or someone. And once you do that, the results you get from studying and focusing solely on what it is you need to be focusing on, it's just gonna feel instant. Like I said, you could possibly be someone that has a very methodical way of working and excelling at something. And I almost want to say that once you just switch that up and release control a bit, that you'll start seeing changes right away. If you're in sales, this is a great spread for you, especially toward the end of the month. It is a really good sign. If you are considering changing the formula for something you sell, something you make, if you're considering changing a website, your platform, your your marketing, the clientele, you're considering changing the people you try to market yourself to. This year, especially these three cards, it's a sign that you don't be on the fence about it. Just go ahead and do it, and you'll see results quickly. I almost want to say the longer you stay on the fence about making a change, the less and less of a chance you have for abundance, because you're kind of letting your opportunity pass you by thinking everything has to be done a certain way. The Two of Swords with these two cards to me is like, just make a move. Don't switch and dwell on it. Trust yourself enough, especially with the Star card and the Wheel of Fortune. Trust yourself enough to know that whatever it is you're planning is going to work. And if it doesn't, you just plan something else. And then that will work, if that makes sense. But you're gonna be in demand. This Ten of Wands to me tells me that, especially if you're in sales, for some reason I really feel like the bottom half of this spread is for people that work in some kind of consumer-based business that they own, and that they generate some kind of income from selling things, from creating things. So if you do, I really feel like your sales are going to pick up to a point where it's like, oh my god, I did not think it was going to happen this suddenly. I did not think it was going to happen at this level with the Star card, with the Wheel of Fortune. That's wishes coming true in an almost miraculous kind of way. But you just may not be ready for it, or it may take it may take a bit of time to adjust to it. Especially with this Ten of Swords and the Ace of Wands in reverse. I see all these as good cards, honestly. The Ace of Wands, like I said, is just a delay, where the Ace of Wands upright is, alright, you have to take initiative in business, you have to think clear-headedly, and you have to be almost a bit aggressive in going after what you want business-wise, since the Wands can be very physical and very, very passionate. In the reverse, I just feel like it's okay to take a step back with this Ten of Swords. It's okay to just, you got two tens, both of these signify some kind of ending. I wouldn't call it an ending, I would call it almost just a readjustment, because your old life, it's gone or it's upgraded. You're just shifting, like I said at the beginning of the month. It's like I said, it's a sudden shift of luck, and it's great, but it takes adapting. So if it's something like, you're making a ton of money, but in order to justify it, you have to like put in the work, it can be overwhelming. I think toward the end of the month, you really realize that you have to relax. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. You also can't resist change with these two tens here. If you do, and especially since it's next to the Two of Swords too, you really can't fight off fate. If you feel pressured, if you feel like success is just a bit too much for you right now, there's nothing wrong with just pausing for a bit and regrouping and then going back to work. If you're purposely moving a bit slow, I don't think you need to beat yourself up about that either. Take all the time you need, especially with this Ace of Wands in reverse. I think that you're somebody that knows when to move ahead, especially since I got the Page of Pentacles for you so many times. You're someone very clear-headed, very clear-headed. You know not to stop taking initiative, but you want to work in tangent with fate. You don't want to work where you're combating it. Again, especially with this Two of Swords. So you can relax, you can take a pause, but you still have to maintain structure. So I wouldn't like take down your website and close your store while you go on vacation. I would just put a pause on things, put a pause on all the orders you have if you are some kind of market, and just come back to it in a reasonable time period. Especially with this Queen of Pentacles too. By itself, it just means that you might need a bit of nurturing. Like I mentioned earlier, if you need support, especially around the middle of the month, it's fine to have support. The Queen of Pentacles signifies someone that wants to help you. So if this isn't you, this is someone that's in your corner. This is someone that can tell you how to make more money, or how to work smarter and more ethically, and in a way that you're not overworking yourself physically. You're really just being kinder to yourself with the Star card here too, starting off the month. As I said, the King of Pentacles did come up, and I really love it when, both of the suit cards are here and they're upright. So this is you and someone else for sure. you're really trying to nurture someone and someone's really trying to nurture you. And the fact that they're both pentacle cards is there's honesty here, there's reliability here, there's genuine love and a foundation building. So these two cards together are really good to have, especially with the lovers cards, because then you know it's not just passion. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. So having a perfect pair on the board, you're really letting each other in. And toward the end of the month, especially after all this hecticness of work and ambition and goal setting, I think at the end of the month you're getting back to spending time with this person that you met here at the beginning of the month, um, and you're learning more about each other. The Four of Pentacles came up in reverse, which is the only bad thing, because it could signify that one or both of you is being a bit overly cautious. And I'm feeling that it could be you, because you just have so much going on, you have so much on your plate. The Ace of Swords kept coming out for you. So if you are being overly cautious, if you are avoiding some kind of honesty or not being straightforward about something, I do see that potentially slowing things down. Especially with the Ace of Wands in reverse right before it. So just release control a little and just have faith that this is your person. Um, don't worry about them being turned off by you as long as you're honest. Because with Pentacle cards, honesty is a really important thing. With the foundation, I would say just keep it honest. Moving forward though, speaking of honesty, at the bottom of my clarifier deck, I did get the Seven of Swords. Um, for some reason, because it came out with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this is more in business. Normally when I see the Seven of Swords in business, I almost want to say there's this feeling of other people succeeding around you by being dishonest and you being tempted to go that same direction. Seven of Swords coming up usually is wanting to not do so. You have an advantage in being who you are. So if who you are is someone honest, someone that takes the moral high ground, someone that really keeps their word, I don't know why, but marketing is a really big thing in the spread in terms of business. So I feel like if you're honest about the products you're selling, you're honest about the service you provide. With this Eight of Pentacles that came up, you put in the work to be certified in something, you put in the study to really hone your craft. The Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles is just telling me keep that honesty, keep that moral high ground. Don't get lazy and don't get comfortable in your success, because again the Nine of Pentacles came up too, and you'll be fine. The full moon is tonight as well, so I wanted to pull a few oracle cards about what you should focus on moving forward. The full moon is really potent energy, and I just like to see what it's going to bring for each sign. And for your sign, let's find out. This is my Witch's Daily Oracle. And I've just really been liking it so far. So you got Wand, Control. And I mentioned control issues might be a thing for you this month, and just with the Two of Swords here too, it's almost like you're battling for control of your intellect and your heart, or just allowing fate to kind of work with you, um, instead of for you. You have to be in tangent with it. The bottom of the deck was air, conscious. So after seeing all that, and then underneath that was adapt. I actually got that in my personal reading. And I also got that for a collective reading too. So you might also have Libra or some type of Earth in your chart, because you had a lot of Pentacles come out. But yeah, keep in mind, keep your mindset, keep control of that, and really, um, I don't want to say be hard on yourself, but be vigilant about the negative thinking. That's fast. Forgiveness. You know what? This could even be what that Ace of Swords was. You may have to forgive someone or allow someone to forgive you. So that might be a big thing. Normally when the Ace of Swords comes up that many times, you might have to forgive someone for something. You may even have to forgive yourself with this Eight of Swords coming up too. So this full moon tonight, when you're seeing this, it's already almost 10. I would just work on forgiving something, because the Ace of Swords was the only negative, really, I felt for you. It was the only hindrance. And I will pull one last oracle card before closing out your lovely reading. I do just want to say all my socials are linked in the description box as usual, and if you resonate with this video, please like and subscribe. Okay, mayhem. This is what I felt honestly. From right now until the middle of the month, I felt all these major arcana cards to get that, and one of them being the Wheel of Fortune. You've got healing, you've got strength, you've got fast momentum with the Chariot, and you've got the Wheel of Fortune, you've got the Lovers. Further down, you've got Temperance. Yeah, you've got a lot happening for you this month, but you also have a lot happening for you in a very short space. So, Mayhem, your manifestation is happening. Current issue reveals past ruin. That's for sure the Ace of Swords. Spiritual growth and hang tight. All this is pretty much your reading summed up. One of these things here I might make your title because it's a very good wrap up of your reading. I'm glad that was the last card I pulled for you. Yeah, so I will just say whatever form of forgiveness applies to you, especially with the Temperance card here and the Star card here too. I would really work on that now because I almost see your future depending on that, or being slightly hindered. I really feel like success is coming to you regardless, especially toward the middle of the month. So good luck with everything. Again, please like and subscribe, follow my socials, and for extendeds, I have my Patreon linked in the description box as well. So have a really happy and safe full moon, and I will see you soon for your next video.